Imagine living in a world of magnificent pyramids, powerful kings, advanced astronomy, and cities hidden deep within the jungle. For centuries, the Maya civilization stood as one of the most remarkable societies ever created. They built towering temples, developed a complex writing system, tracked the movements of planets with astonishing accuracy, and ruled vast territories across Central America. Then something strange happened. One by one, their great cities were abandoned. Magnificent temples fell silent. Royal palaces were left empty. Trade routes disappeared, and millions of people vanished from the historical record. What could destroy a civilization so advanced? Was it war? A devastating drought? Famine? Rebellion? Or something even more mysterious? Today, we uncover the shocking truth behind one of history's greatest mysteries, the collapse of the Maya civilization. This is the story of power, survival, and the downfall of an empire that once dominated the ancient world. Long before Europeans arrived in the Americas, the Maya were building one of the most sophisticated civilizations on Earth. Their homeland stretched across what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Unlike many ancient civilizations that depended on a single empire, the Maya existed as a network of powerful city-states. Each city had its own ruler, army, and identity. Some cities became incredibly wealthy and influential. Among them were Tikal, Calakmul, Palenque, Copan, and Caracol. These cities competed with one another for power, prestige, and territory. At their peak, the Maya population may have exceeded 10 million people. Dense cities rose from the jungle. Massive stone pyramids reached toward the sky. Road systems connected distant settlements. Trade networks stretched across hundreds of miles. To outsiders, the Maya world appeared unstoppable. But beneath this success, dangerous cracks were already forming. By the 7th century, Maya civilization had reached extraordinary heights. Kings claimed divine authority. Monuments celebrated military victories. Priests studied the heavens. Farmers produced enough food to support growing populations. The Maya developed one of the most accurate calendars in the ancient world. Their knowledge of mathematics included the concept of 0 centuries before many other societies adopted it. Everything seemed to point toward an even brighter future. Yet rapid growth brought new problems. More people required more farmland. Forests were cleared. Water resources came under increasing pressure. Competition between cities intensified. The seeds of collapse were quietly being planted. For many years, scholars believed the Maya were peaceful astronomers. Modern archaeology tells a different story. The Maya frequently fought brutal wars. Kings sought glory through conquest. Captured rulers were often humiliated, tortured, or sacrificed. As rival cities battled for supremacy, conflicts became more frequent and destructive. Entire regions became trapped in cycles of warfare. Resources that could have supported agriculture and infrastructure were diverted to armies. Trade routes became unsafe. Political stability began to weaken. Some historians believe warfare alone did not destroy the Maya. but it certainly made every other problem much worse. Perhaps the most important clue comes from nature itself. Scientists studying lake sediments, caves, and ancient climate records discovered evidence of repeated droughts during the period of Maya collapse. These droughts were not ordinary dry seasons. Some lasted for years. Others may have continued for decades. For a civilization heavily dependent on rainfall, this was catastrophic. Crops failed. Reservoirs dried up. Food shortages spread. As hunger increased, social tensions exploded. People began losing faith in rulers who claimed divine power. If kings could not bring rain, why should they continue to rule? The very foundation of Maya society started to crumble. The droughts arrived at the worst possible moment. The Maya had already transformed much of their environment. Large areas of forest had been cleared. Trees were cut for construction, agriculture, and fuel. Without forests, soil became vulnerable to erosion. Water retention declined. The land became less resilient during dry periods. As populations continued growing, pressure on natural resources intensified. Environmental damage combined with severe drought created a perfect storm. The civilization's ability to recover was dramatically weakened. As food became scarce and cities struggled to survive, ordinary people faced unbearable hardships. The elite continued constructing monuments and maintaining lavish lifestyles. This may have fueled resentment among the population. Some scholars believe widespread unrest erupted. Citizens may have abandoned cities voluntarily. Others may have challenged their rulers directly. Evidence suggests many royal dynasties suddenly disappeared. Monument construction stopped. Royal inscriptions became rare. The power of kings was fading. Between approximately 750 and 900 AD, many of the greatest Maya cities experienced dramatic decline. Tikal, once one of the most powerful cities in the region, lost much of its population. Copan declined. Palenque faded. Monuments ceased to be erected. Public construction projects ended. Entire urban centers were gradually abandoned. The jungle slowly reclaimed what humans had built. For centuries, towering temples remained hidden beneath thick vegetation. To later explorers, these ruins seemed almost supernatural. It was as if an entire civilization had vanished into the forest. One of the biggest misconceptions is that the Maya vanished completely. They did not. Millions of Maya people survived. Their descendants still live throughout Central America today. They continue speaking Maya languages. They preserve cultural traditions passed down for centuries. What disappeared was not the Maya people. It was the political system that had supported the great classic Maya cities. The civilization transformed rather than becoming extinct. This distinction is crucial. The Maya survived. Their empire did not. When archaeologists began uncovering Maya ruins, they revealed an astonishing story. Advanced cities hidden beneath dense jungle. complex writing systems, powerful rulers, scientific achievements, evidence of wars, evidence of drought, evidence of environmental stress. Each discovery added another piece to the puzzle. Today, most scholars believe there was no single cause of collapse. Instead, multiple crises struck at the same time. Drought, environmental degradation, overpopulation, political instability, warfare, social unrest. Together, they overwhelmed even one of the world's greatest civilizations. The fall of the Maya civilization remains one of history's most fascinating mysteries. It was not destroyed by a single enemy. It was not wiped out overnight. Its collapse unfolded gradually through decades of environmental pressure, political conflict, and human decisions. The lesson is as relevant today as it was more than 1,000 years ago. Even the most powerful civilizations can become vulnerable when resources are strained, leaders lose public trust, and crises begin to reinforce one another. The Maya built extraordinary cities. They mastered science and astronomy. They shaped the history of an entire region. And although their great kingdoms fell, the Maya people endured. Their story is not simply one of collapse. It is also a story of survival.